happy Tuesday morning, and unlike many Tuesday mornings, I've actually got something exciting to do today. So come into the shop, yet another unboxing has met me, and it's actually something I'm looking forward to doing. You may have seen our recent PRS unboxings, which have been quite eventful as they've contained some of the most exciting and unique wood library guitars from them. But today we're turning our attention to another brand that's equally iconic and equally popular here. So I'm going to show you some Suhr guitars today. This is going to kind of carry on from a theme that we set out in a previous unboxing. I'm going to show you some more of those really nice dealer select Alt-T guitars, as well as a few more bits and pieces. I think a lot of this is kind of trailing on from NAMM 2020 earlier this year. So we're going to see a few new guitars that we haven't seen before. That's the whole purpose of this. So there's a lot more that's actually come in on today's unboxing. It's all going to be on the website. It's all going to get individual product listing videos, but this unboxing is all brand new stuff. So let's dig in. All right, I'm going to make a concerted effort not to drop any cases today as well. Okay, now, rather helpfully, we have sped up this process a little bit by unsticking the tape that surrounds these very well insulated cases, so I can be a little bit speedier for you. I just want to remark on this first guitar, this is a new model which I'm going to talk about in a second, but this almost feels like there's no guitar in it, and I'm actually a little bit concerned that there might not be. The weight of this thing is ridiculous. It's incredibly light. So let's check out what it is, and then I'm going to walk you through, I think, a little bit of what it is. Very nice indeed. Okay, so this seems to be a new model. I don't know if it's actually a model in its own right or if it's just a custom spec, but this is a classic T with a different wood configuration. I believe it's called Paulownia, which I presume applies to the body. Very nice roasted maple neck. I'm not going to spend too much time delving into the specs of each guitar in this shipment. If you want to find out more info about that stuff, then check out the website for that. The listings will all be active probably by the time you see this video on YouTube. Trans butterscotch finish, I guess, on this guitar, but the weight of this thing is absolutely ridiculous. I think actually it's quite a popular customer request to get very lightweight T-style guitars from any brand. I think they obviously have a bit of a different tonal character. They're quite snappy. They're often a little bit brighter, which I'm interested to plug this in and try it, because Suhr's T guitars are often a little bit sort of more mid-rangey, a little bit more punchy than most T-style guitars. This being a lighter weight though might actually work in its favour. If you're the kind of player that wants a more traditional sounding T, this might be the one for you. So there's a couple more of this spec that I'm going to show you, but in the interest of speeding through, let's just stick with burning through. Okay. You'll notice a revolving door of guitar runners or guitar assistants in this series. Today it's Joel Fisk. Hello, Joel Fisk.
Hello.
Thank you very much for being an excellent runner so far. Right. I'm going to be a lot tidier than I normally am as well. Well, I am from the start anyway. So we've got something else, another model here, which I believe is limited and new for this year. However, some of these things are slight variants on themes that we've seen before. So if you're a Suhr fan, then you'll probably recognize a few of these themes as we go. But either way, it's new for this year and it's limited. So let's see what we got. Oh, that's very nice, actually. I didn't expect this to be quite as nice as it is. So classic S, and this is a limited range of metallic finishes. We previously saw, probably 4 or 5 years ago, maybe a little bit more of the classic Fender style colours, a lot of like the candy apple reds, Sherwood greens and stuff like that. It seems that they're revisiting that theme, but under their own kind of guise. So really interesting aesthetic on this guitar. Covered nickel humbucker in the bridge, which I really like the look of that. This colour, I believe, champagne metallic. So I think it is a colour that we've seen from Suhr before. It's obviously quite a popular colour from another notable brand. But they're working it into their arsenal, and as is I think probably the case with all these guitars I've got today, really nice, slightly figured roasted maple neck, rosewood fingerboard, and a hard case, which you don't often see as well. So if that's the stuff for you, jump on one of these metallics, because I think they're really nice and they are limited. And I know that at least one's already sold, so I don't have every single one to show you, but I think there might be a few more on the way. Thank you, Joel. Any questions thus far, Luke?
Lots of waves so far.
Well, hello. Hello to you all. Thank you for joining me today. Okay, another model. So I think what I've actually inadvertently done, hopefully, is I'm going to show you every model first, and then we'll get into the variants with different colours and stuff like that as we go. So this could work out quite well in terms of ordering. Right. Another pretty light guitar, actually. It's just worth pointing out before these. I'm going to try and offer a few more comments on what I think of these guitars as we go without getting too spec heavy. So, ooh. Right, just based on the weight alone, this is a really, really nice Modern Satin. I think we saw a couple of these in the last unboxing. One was maybe a more natural colour, and I think one had sort of a blue gradient finish. Is that okay, that shot? You can see that?
Yeah. Okay,
so this is kind of like a, I'll get the exact colour for you. I should know these really. Honeyburst. Should have guessed that. So yeah, the Modern, which I talked about before, is a great model for people who want really maximum versatility. This satin version I think works really well because you've got that really nice sort of dried roasted maple neck feel. The body also kind of just carries that on. So before, sometimes you got a little bit caught up maybe having a satin neck with a gloss body. I actually prefer this, where it's a little bit more naked and a little bit more of the instrument's tone flies through as well, I think, when you don't have as much finish going on the guitar. HSH pickups, sorry, with, normally these have coil splits, 5-way position switch as well, Goto 510 trem. Just a really solid little combination there. So we might see another couple of these guitars as we go. But I'm pleased, I've shown you all the models, and we're barely scratching the surface so far. Okay, thanks, Joel. All right. Yes, we've got a couple more models as we go, which, let me find one of those next actually, just so I can cover everything. Where are we? Right, I'm going to buck the order and go to, as was just pointed out, which you may or may not have heard, an Alt-T. Okay, so we're back into gig bag territory, which I personally prefer. I know that's seems to have been a hotly contested topic on Suhr unboxing videos in the past. There's a lot of people in favour of gig bags, there's a lot of people in favour of hard cases, but it's more important about what's inside, so let's check it out. All right, very nice. So this is one of those dealer select Alt-Ts, which I showed you last time. A few crucial spec changes on this, which I'll run through very quickly. Thornbucker pickups now as opposed to the SSVs of the regular guitar. Roasted maple neck, which is actually a very nice dark roasted maple on this particular guitar. With a rosewood board, though there are maple board versions as well. And there's a few new novel colours, such as this Fiesta red. We did have one of these guitars before, but it was left-handed, so I didn't get to play that guitar. However, this one is the correct way around for me, and I think probably the majority of the people who watch these videos will be looking for a right-handed variant. The good news though is that if you are looking for a left-handed guitar, every colour combination, every spec option, the boxes have been ticked both for right-handed and left-handed. So if you do want this guitar left-handed, you can get it. Anything else you see from this line, you can get right or left-handed. So that's pretty cool. Really good guitar, I'm looking forward to hearing that. By the way, in case anyone didn't know, every guitar that seems to come out of Suhr cases looks like it's a fretless, and it's actually thrown me a few times. They give you these really nice fret protectors on every guitar, so don't be thrown by that every time a guitar comes out. I think some people have wondered what these are actually. It's a nice fret protector to protect those stainless steel frets, which is actually quite an expensive little addition, believe it or not, and it's free. All right. Okay, let's jump back in with another example of one of the guitars I've just shown you. Different colour this time. This is Trans Charcoal Burst. I won't tell you the model just yet, but so you know what you're looking at when I open the case. Okay. Very nice. I actually think I prefer this to that Honeyburst that we just saw, but it's a matter of taste. But I like the darker finishes on Suhr guitars because it actually I think they do some slightly more interesting stuff with their wood grain on the darker finishes. It's not always the case, but at least the darker guitars that I've seen recently have had a little bit more of a kind of pop to the top, which I really like. Natural back as well. It's exactly the same spec as the other Modern Satin that I just showed you. HSH pickups, which I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but it's usually an SSV, an ML, and an SSH+, but all that info will be confirmed on the website. Really nice, really just another nice high performance guitar in a hard case with a satin finish, so that's a pretty good little combo. Thank you very much. Okay. Right, we're approaching the halfway point, or I think we might have just met it. Any other questions?
Not yet, no.
All right, hopefully I'm covering most things for you. But if you do have a question on Instagram, let us know, or on YouTube if you're watching this, let us know in the comments as well, and we'll get back to you. I'm very pleased with this one because this is another extremely lightweight guitar. So you can probably guess which one this is going to be. Before I show it to you, let me just get the finish in my head. Oh, okay. Trans shell pink for this one. I think I'm going to like this. That's correct, I do like this. All right, it's another one of the Paulownia classic tees. Trans shell pink. So I think what maybe might not quite come across on camera today is just how kind of thin these finishes look, which is to say it's a very good thing. I'm guessing they're poly finishes, which isn't always the case. Normally you have to rely on a nitro finish, I find, to get that real thin look to the finish where it ages in a really appealing way. But Suhr have managed it with what I'm guessing is a poly finish. I'm not 100% sure, but the classic T lineup usually has poly finishes. It's usually the antiques that have the nitro, and yet it's a really thin, really nice sort of graded finish on the guitar. You can see a little bit of grain on the back. Once again, there'll be high-res images on the website up very soon. Really nice guitar, and trans shell pink is a cool color as well. So we are starting to see a little bit more of an option range in terms of Suhr's finishes. They're no longer just sticking with the tried and true classic colors, if you like, classic T colors and stuff. Actually branching out a bit more.
I think there's some debate as to your pronunciation of
Paulownia. Paulownia. Okay, well.
I prefer Paulownia.
Yeah, you're right. It's Paulownia, but I've started with that. I've started with that, so I'm going to finish, but I've forgotten already what it was. Okay. Once again, I'm going to buck the order. No Paulownia or Paulownia to be found in this guitar, so no dangers here. Just as long as I can pronounce single letters correctly, I'll be all right. All right. Another classic S metallic finish. Ooh. Okay, now I don't know if this is the standard format for this model with the black pickguard and the covered bridge humbucker with the black pickups and black hardware, but I really like it. I think it looks really good. It kind of embodies that 70s aesthetic that a lot of players were using at the time to mod their guitars with humbucking pickups and stuff like that. So it kind of puts me in mind of some of the best kind of late 70s modified guitars from the Big F. But they're doing it in a modern way. It's got all the standard classic appointments, carved neck heel, the 510 Goto bridge, locking tuners, roasted maple neck, rosewood fingerboard, stainless steel frets. Excellent spec. Right, and this color, just for your reference, is brandywine metallic. Brandywine, perhaps. But whatever it is, it looks great. You probably won't quite get the full depth of it on this finish, or on this video, sorry. Suhr's metallic finishes, I think, are an absolute winner every time. They just seem to get better and better. And as I say, these have got really nice sort of more of a classic 70s aesthetic, which I like. Okay. Thank you, Joel. All right. Right, let me just survey what we've got left. Okay, let's do this. So once again, guitar you will have seen, and hopefully you appreciate and like as much as we do. Just get all this wrapping off. My goodness. that was a bit of a messy one. Okay. So this is something that, surprisingly enough, we haven't actually seen yet in any of the deliveries we've had thus far. But here it is, a 3-tone sunburst. So as I said, this Alt-T Dealer Select line actually comprises of quite a few new custom options in terms of the finishes. So we've seen Fiesta Red, Shell Pink, what else is there? Sonic Blue, a few other things, but they also make the standard color options if you prefer that as well. So this is a 3-tone burst. I believe once again you can get it with either the 50s or 60s spec if you prefer, which is to say rosewood board or maple board, but it's still a roasted maple neck, those thornbucker pickups, and in this case it's just a really nice 3-tone sunburst. I like that one quite a lot. Oh yeah, thanks. And once again, if you're a lefty and you want that spec for yourself, the guitar is either on its way to us right now, or maybe they're already in stock and I've missed them and they're on the website. So check the website if you want any more information about the full inventory of what we've got. Once again, apologies if you can hear any warehouse noises. I am in a warehouse, but hopefully it won't take away from what I'm saying too much. Okay, Paulonia, not Paulowina. Last one of these, so no more mistakes after this, I hope. Once again, incredibly lightweight. So I'm guessing this is going to be the third and final finish of this configuration, which is trans grey. So it's going to be interesting. It's either going to be a light grey or naturally a dark grey, but I'm not sure. Let's find out. That's very cool. It's kind of got the Brent Mason vibe. So once again, just a quick run through. Classic T with the Paulonia bodywood option, incredibly lightweight. This might be my favourite actually, because it's the most unique, I think, compared to the other two, but they're all really good, really good stunner guitars. Standard Classic T format other than that, with the roasted maple neck. I believe they're probably the Classic T standard pickups, once again, and it's worth pointing out as well that with all these Suhr guitars, any single coil guitars that they make usually have the silent single coil pickup system as well. So you get the true single coil tone, but you don't get any of the hum. So I believe that's going to apply to this and many other guitars that I've shown you today, if not all of them. So you won't have any hum to worry about, but really nice option there. Check out the website for the full listing pictures, which will be coming very soon. Thank you, Joel. Okay. We made it quite a bit quicker than I anticipated, but I've got one left to show you, and I think this is going to be a pretty good one. Something that you've probably seen before actually, but whenever these come along, I think it's always worth grabbing a hold of them and showing them to you before they invariably get put in a player's hands. Okay. And no, I'm going to put this down safely before I say no case mishaps today. Isn't that wonderful? Right, last one of the bunch. This is a pretty special one. All right, so the Mateus Asato model. Let me just get rid of the fret protector first before I show this to you. This is a guitar that I've actually grown to really like, because I've always had a dream of a custom glossy black Suhr with a maple neck, and this guy beat me to it, unfortunately. So you may have seen also he's got his signature T model, which is the same kind of color configuration with the real gloss black with gold hardware, and this is the S variant. So there's also the Shell Pink, which is slightly relict, I think, version of the Classic S signature model. This is kind of the prom edition, as I think Americans would probably say. Gold hardware, gold tuners, roasted maple neck. It's actually quite a lightweight for a Classic S. Usually these things are a little bit heavier. And I believe this has also got his very recently debuted Asato Bucker humbucking pickup in there, which is just another variant. If you're looking for more of maybe a melodic voicing out of a humbucker, I'd imagine that's what this has been voiced to do. So that's a really good one. It's actually quite a bird's eye-esque roasted maple neck there as well. Once again, images on the website very soon. But I know that these are becoming quite scarce, actually, this model, So if you've been after one for a while, it's actually got a bit of the David Gilmour vibe, which I hadn't really thought about before, which is to say it gets dirty very quickly, so you've got to look after it. But anyway, thank you, Joel. Right, we're done for another unboxing. That was a pretty good one. So I hope you enjoyed that. As I say, check out the website for the listings, which will be up very, very soon. You'll also find the listing videos, which I'll get to play each of these guitars and record them for you, which will be coming very soon as well. So that's it for another day. Check out YouTube for the rest of our content that's been out lately. There's been some good stuff, and there's plenty more good stuff to come. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Ring the bell so you're notified of all future videos. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you very soon.